Section 1. The Aging Process. In this module, we will begin with the heart and how it is affected by aging. Clogged blood vessels, increase in the size of the heart, the walls thicken and the amount of blood the chamber holds may decrease. Abnormal heart rhythms. Heart murmurs caused by aging pigment, the valves thicken and stiffen. Higher blood pressure and poor circulation. The heart has two sides. The right side pumps blood to the lungs to receive oxygen and get rid of carbon dioxide. The left side pumps oxygen-rich blood to the body. Blood flows out of the heart through arteries, which branch out and get smaller and smaller as they go into the tissues. In the tissues, they become tiny capillaries. Capillaries are where the blood gives up oxygen and nutrients to the tissues and receives carbon dioxide and wastes back from the tissues. Then, the vessels begin to collect together into larger and larger veins, which return blood to the heart. Some of the things that make your heart work harder are certain medicines, emotional stress, physical exertion, illness, infections, and injuries. Common problems: angina, chest pain caused by temporarily reduced blood flow to the heart muscle. Shortness of breath with exertion and heart attack can result from coronary artery disease. Abnormal heart rhythms, or arrhythmias, of various types can occur. Anemia may occur, possibly related to malnutrition, chronic infections, blood loss from the gastrointestinal tract, or as a complication of other diseases or medicines. Arteriosclerosis, hardening of the arteries, is very common. Fatty plaque deposits inside the blood vessels cause them to narrow and totally block blood vessels. Congestive heart failure is also very common in older people. In people older than 75, congestive heart failure occurs 10 times more often than in younger adults. Coronary artery disease is fairly common. It is often a result of arteriosclerosis. High blood pressure and orthostatic hypotension are more common with older age. Older people on blood pressure medicines need to work with their doctor to find the best way to manage their high blood pressure. This is because too much medicine may cause low blood pressure and could lead to a fall. Heart valve diseases are fairly common. Aortic stenosis, or narrowing of the aortic valve, is the most common valve disease in older adults. Transient ischemic attacks, TIA, or strokes can occur if blood flow to the brain is disrupted. Let's look at some steps you can take now to take care of your heart. Exercise regularly. See your doctor regularly for heart checkups. Have your blood pressure checked every year. If you have diabetes, heart disease, kidney problems, or certain other conditions, your blood pressure may need to be monitored more closely. If your cholesterol level is normal, have it rechecked every 5 years. If you have diabetes, heart disease, kidney problems, or certain other conditions, your cholesterol may need to be monitored more closely. Reduce bad fats and increase plant foods. Maintain a healthy weight, and stop smoking. Now let's look at some ways that immunity is affected by aging. Weakened immune system, prone to chronic disease. The immune system becomes less able to distinguish self from non-self, that is, to identify foreign antigens. As a result, autoimmune disorders become more common. Macrophages, which ingest bacteria and other foreign cells, destroy bacteria, cancer cells, and other antigens more slowly. T cells, which remember antigens they have previously encountered, respond less quickly to the antigens. The immune system protects the body like a guardian from harmful influences from the environment and is essential for survival. It is made up of different organs, cells, and proteins, and aside from the nervous system, it is the most complex system that the human body has. As long as our body's system of defense is running smoothly, we do not notice the immune system, and yet different groups of cells work together and form alliances against just about any pathogen. But illness can occur if the performance of the immune system is compromised, if the pathogen is especially aggressive, or sometimes also if the body is confronted with a pathogen it has not come into contact before. The tasks of the immune system. Without an immune system, a human being would be just as exposed to the harmful influences of pathogens or other substances from the outside environment as to changes harmful to health happening inside of the body. The main tasks of the body's immune system are neutralizing pathogens like bacteria, viruses, parasites, or fungi that have entered the body and removing them. Recognizing and neutralizing harmful substances from the environment, fighting against the body's own cells that have changed due to illness and disease. There are fewer white blood cells capable of responding to new antigens. Thus, when older people encounter a new antigen, the body is less able to remember and defend against it. Older people have smaller amounts of complement proteins and do not produce as many of these proteins as younger people do in response to bacterial infections. Although the amount of antibody produced in response to an antigen remains about the same overall, the antibodies become less able to attach to the antigen. This change may partly explain why pneumonia, influenza, infective endocarditis, and tetanus are more common among older people and result in death more often. As we age, our immune response capability becomes reduced, which in turn contributes to more infections and more cancer. As life expectancy in developed countries has increased, so too has the incidence of age-related conditions. While some people age healthily, the conclusion of many studies is that compared with younger people, the elderly are more likely to contract infectious diseases and, even more importantly, more likely to die from them. Respiratory infections, influenza, and particularly pneumonia are a leading cause of death in people over 65 worldwide. No one knows for sure why this happens, but some scientists observe that this increased risk correlates with a decrease in T cells, possibly from the thymus atrophying with age and producing fewer T cells to fight off infection. There seems to be a connection between nutrition and immunity in the elderly. A form of malnutrition that is surprisingly common even in affluent countries is known as micronutrient malnutrition. Micronutrient malnutrition, in which a person is deficient in some essential vitamins and trace minerals that are obtained from or supplemented by diet, can be common in the elderly. Older people tend to eat less and often have a less variety in their diets. One important question is whether dietary supplements may help older people maintain a healthier immune system. Older people should discuss this question with a physician who is well versed in geriatric nutrition, because while some dietary supplementation may be beneficial for older people, even small changes can have serious repercussions in this age group. Some steps to take now. Don't smoke. Eat a diet high in fruits and vegetables. Exercise regularly. Maintain a healthy weight. Don't abuse alcohol. Get 8 hours of sleep. See your doctor regularly. Prevent infection and manage stress. Section 2. Habits and Principles. Eating to live. Eat small, healthy meals. Hydrate daily, drinking at least 8 glasses of water. Eat alkaline foods. Avoid inflammation. Increase fiber. Eat more plant foods, less fat. Eat whole foods and get adequate protein. Here are a few tips to help. Spread your calories throughout the day. This helps keep you from getting too hungry. Eat 3 small meals each day and have 1 or 2 healthy snacks. Don't skip meals. Regular meals will keep you from getting too hungry and losing control. Eat slowly. Try pausing and putting your fork down between bites. Eating slowly will help you digest your food better. Be more aware of what you are eating and be more aware when you are full. Don't worry about cleaning your plate. Serve yourself smaller portions to begin with and understand that the greatest waste of food is eating more than you want or need. Change your eating environment. Eat with others. Do not eat while watching television or doing anything else that can take your attention away from your meal. When it is meal or snack time, really create your atmosphere and let it be an experience. Try and eat at the same time each day. Use tools like My Plate to help you choose healthier foods in amounts that you need. Before you eat, think about what goes on your plate or in your cup or bowl. Foods like vegetables, fruits, whole grains, low-fat dairy products, and lean protein foods contain the nutrients you need without too many calories. Try some of these options. Fill half of your plate with fruits and vegetables. Switch to nut, coconut, skim, or 1% milk. Make at least half your grains whole. Vary your protein food choices. Keep your food safe to eat. Learn more at www.foodsafety.gov. Choose foods and drinks with little or no added sugars. Look out for salt in foods you buy. It all adds up. Eat fewer foods that are high in solid fats. Eat the right amount of calories for you. Everyone has a personal calorie limit, and staying within yours can help you get or maintain a healthy weight. People who are successful at managing their weight have found ways to keep track of how much they eat in a day, even if they don't count every calorie. Enjoy your food, but eat less. Cook more often at home, where you are in control of what's in your food. When eating out, choose lower calorie menu options. Write down what you eat to keep track of how much you eat. If you drink alcoholic beverages, do so sensibly. Limit to 1 drink a day for women or 2 drinks a day for men. Why is weight management important? In addition to helping you feel and look better, reaching a healthier body weight is good for your overall health and well-being. If you are overweight or obese, you have a greater risk of developing many diseases, including type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and some types of cancer. First, find out what you eat and drink. A key step in managing your weight is taking an honest assessment of where you are. Next, find out what to eat and drink. Get a personalized daily food plan. Then, begin making better choices. Notice how doing so changes how you feel. Everyone is different. Compare what you eat and drink to what you should eat and drink. The ideas and tips in this section can help you make better choices, which can have a lasting impact on your body weight over time. Meat. Numerous studies have observed that consuming red meat is associated with diseases such as heart disease or colon cancer. In fact, the World Health Organization recently classified processed and red meats as cancer-causing substances. In most studies, it does appear that the lower your consumption of red meat, the better your health. As for how much meat consumption is safe, many studies show a small rise in the risk of disease at levels of 50 to 100 grams of red meat consumed daily. Processed meats are also associated with a higher risk. In contrast, There does not appear to be a measurable risk from eating red meat once or twice a week. It's important to understand that although these studies clearly link meat and poorer health, they do not prove a cause and effect relationship. On the other hand, the findings of many studies are consistent, strongly indicating that red meat consumption does contribute to chronic diseases. Despite the uncertainties, it's reasonable to moderate your meat intake and observe a few meat-free days per week. Although red meat may have nutritional value in the protein and iron content, alternative foods such as fish, poultry, beans, or legumes can provide similar benefits. What is processed meat? Processed meat is a different story. This refers to any meat that is preserved by smoking, curing, salting, or adding preservatives. Bacon, sausages, salami, ham, and pâtés are all examples of processed meats. These foods are often high in both saturated fat and salt and provide very little in the way of vitamins and minerals. How much meat is safe to eat? If you eat processed or red meat every day in excess of 90 grams, it's recommended you reduce this in light of the possible associations with colon cancer risk. In the UK, adults should aim to have a maximum of 70 grams per day or 500 grams per week. To put this in context, 2 thin slices of roast beef equals 60 grams. 1 pork sausage equals 50 grams. 1 portion bolognese sauce, 60 grams. 1 lamb chop equals 70 grams. 1 slice of ham equals 25 grams, and 1 5-ounce minute steak equals 80 grams. If you're eating more than this, cutting down isn't as hard as you may think. Making small swaps to your diet can help without making radical changes. Aim to have red meat just once or twice a week and swap processed meats for lentils, chickpeas, kidney beans, peas, butter beans, baked beans, or haricot beans. These are less expensive, high in fiber, and lower in fat. Swap lamb or hamburger for turkey or vegetarian burgers in spaghetti bolognese, lasagna, and chili con carne. Introduce more white fish such as cod, halibut, mahi-mahi, and haddock. Aim to have oily fish such as mackerel, herring, sardines, and salmon once a week. These are great sources of healthy omega-3 oils. Can I still eat a bit? If you eat a bacon sandwich once a month, then there's no need to worry. A healthy, balanced diet can include protein from meat as well as from non-animal sources such as beans and pulses. Moderation is the key. 9 ways to cut down on meat. 1. Build meals around vegetables and add a little meat in, rather than the other way around. For example, reduce the amount of meat in stews and curries and bulk up with extra vegetables, seeds, and grains. 2. Use vegetables with a meaty quality, such as mushrooms and eggplant. 3. After soaking dried mushrooms, such as porcini and shiitake, in hot water, save the soaking liquid to use in stocks to add a meaty flavor. 4. Devise a way of curbing your meat intake that works for you. For example, consider eating meat only on weekends or restricting meat to 1 meal per day. 5. Buy meat less frequently, but make it the best quality you can afford. 6. Opt for Indian, Middle Eastern, or Southeast Asian vegetable dishes that use loads of spices and herbs. You're less likely to notice the absence of meat. 7. In sandwiches, swap salami, ham, or other processed meats with canned tuna, sardines, or mackerel, or use roast chicken. 8. If you love bacon, fry 1 serving until crisp. Chop into pieces and add to a salad, omelet, or pasta dish. 9. Have 1 sausage and 1 bacon serving instead of 2 of each in your full breakfast. Add another egg and extra beans if you're hungry. Avoid inflammation. It has become increasingly obvious that chronic inflammation is the main cause of many chronic illnesses, including heart disease, many cancers, and Alzheimer's disease. We recognize inflammation as redness, heat, swelling, and pain. It is a natural healing process to bring nourishment and immunity to an injury or infection. When the inflammation serves no purpose and refuses to go away, it causes illness. Some of the things that contribute to inflammation include stress, lack of exercise, dietary choices, genetics, and exposure to toxins like secondhand tobacco smoke, prescription drugs like steroids or NSAIDs, and metals. Learning how to adjust dietary choices is one of the best ways to deal with chronic inflammation. There is a blood test that detects inflammation. Talk to your doctor and have them check your CRP or C-reactive protein. It is a protein that is found in the blood and is a major red flag for inflammation. Sugar. Sugar is in many processed foods and we don't even realize it. Cooking oils. Corn, cottonseed, safflower, soy, sunflower. Trans fats. Check all labels and never eat trans fats. Dairy. Milk is a common allergen that can trigger inflammation, stomach problems, skin rashes, hives, and even breathing difficulties. Feedlot-raised meat. Animals are fed the foods that cause inflammation for us. They are also given hormones and antibiotics. Red and processed meat. We develop antibodies that cause inflammation. Alcohol. Regular alcohol consumption creates irritation and inflammation to numerous organs, which can lead to cancer. Refined grains. Refined products have no fiber and have a high glycemic index. These include white rice, flour, bread, and pasta. Artificial food additives, aspartame and MSG. Allergens. Any food that you are allergic to and eat anyway. Now let's compare a list of anti-inflammatory foods and a list of inflammatory foods. Blueberries, chocolate, cruciferous vegetables, extra virgin olive oil, ginger, garlic, green tea, kelp, sweet potato, turmeric, watercress, and wild Alaskan salmon are anti-inflammatory foods. Sugar, cooking oils, trans fats, dairy, feedlot-raised meat, red and processed meat, alcohol, refined grains, artificial food additives, aspartame and MSG, and any food that you are allergic to and eat anyway are inflammatory foods. Now let's look at how to prevent infection. Infections are caused by microscopic organisms known as pathogens, bacteria, viruses, fungi, or parasites that enter the body, multiply, and interfere with normal functions. Infectious diseases are a leading cause of illness and death in the United States and around the world. For certain people, particularly those with underlying illnesses like heart disease or cancer, those who have serious injuries, or those who are taking medications that weaken the immune system, it's more difficult to avoid getting sick with an infection. Living in an affluent country like the United States, the threat we face from deadly viruses, bacteria, and parasites can seem remote, but these infectious microbes are ever present among us. For most healthy people, following a few basic principles can go a long way in helping to prevent infections. Understanding how infections are transmitted can help you avoid getting sick. Not long ago, no one understood that infectious diseases were caused by tiny organisms that moved from person to person. Even now, although we know that microscopic living microbes cause disease, how they do so is not always obvious. But we do know that most microbes enter through openings in the body, our noses, mouths, ears, anuses, and genital passages. They can also be transmitted through our skin through insect or animal bites. The best way to prevent infections is to block pathogens from entering the body. Good hygiene, the primary way to prevent infections. The first line of defense is to keep germs at bay by following good personal hygiene habits. Prevent infection before it begins and avoid spreading it to others with these easy measures. Wash your hands well. You probably wash your hands after using the bathroom, before preparing or eating food, and after gardening or other dirty tasks. You should also wash up after blowing your nose, coughing, or sneezing, feeding or stroking your pet, or visiting or caring for a sick person. Wet your hands thoroughly. Lather up with soap or cleanser and rub it into the palms and backs of your hands and your wrists. Be sure to clean your fingertips, under your nails, and between your fingers. Rinse under running water. Dry your hands and wrists thoroughly. Cover a cough. Cover your mouth and nose with a tissue when you sneeze or cough, then dispose of it. If no tissue is handy, cough or sneeze into your elbow rather than into your hands. Wash and bandage all cuts. Any serious cut or animal or human bite should be examined by a doctor. Do not pick at healing wounds or blemishes or squeeze pimples. Don't share dishes, glasses, or eating utensils. Avoid direct contact with napkins, tissues, handkerchiefs, or similar items used by others. Although most cases of foodborne infection are not dangerous, some can lead to serious medical conditions, including kidney failure and meningitis. You can prevent infections by foodborne pathogens in your household by preparing and storing foods safely. The following precautions will help kill microbes that are present in the food you buy and help you avoid introducing new microbes into your food at home. Rinse all meat, poultry, fish, fruits, and vegetables under running water before cooking or serving them. Wash your hands with soap and water before and after you handle raw meat. Separate raw foods and cooked foods. Don't use the same utensils or cutting boards with cooked meat that were used to prepare the raw meat without washing between uses. Cook foods thoroughly using a meat thermometer to ensure that whole poultry is cooked to 180 degrees Fahrenheit, roasts and steaks to 145 degrees, and ground meats to 160 degrees. Cook fish until it is opaque. Defrost foods only in the refrigerator or in the microwave. Whether you are young or young at heart, getting vaccinated is an essential part of staying healthy. Many serious infections can be prevented by immunization. While vaccines may cause some common side effects such as a temporarily sore arm or low fever, they are generally safe and effective. Consult your healthcare provider regarding your immunization status. In general, children should receive the recommended childhood vaccinations. Adults should make sure their vaccinations are up to date. When traveling abroad, check with your healthcare provider about additional immunizations. Make sure your pet's vaccinations are up to date too. In addition to protecting your pet, this will also protect you and your family. Take travel precautions. If you are planning a trip, ask your doctor if you need any immunizations. Discuss your travel plans with your physician at least 3 months before you leave. If you are traveling to an area where insect-borne disease is present, take and use an insect repellent containing DEET. In many tropical regions, mosquitoes can carry malaria, dengue, yellow fever, Japanese encephalitis, or other serious infections. Get your shots before you leave the United States. Avoid getting any unnecessary shots, immunizations, or tattoos abroad. Needles and syringes are reused in some parts of the world. Do not consume ice while traveling. Freezing does not kill all waterborne infectious microbes. Drink only bottled drinks such as soft drinks or bottled water that have secure caps. Be aware that some fruit juices may be made with impure local water. Boil all tap water before drinking or drink only bottled water. Use bottled or boiled water to brush your teeth. Do not eat uncooked vegetables, including lettuce. Do not eat fruit you haven't peeled yourself. Do not consume dairy products. Milk may not be pasteurized. How to prevent infections by sexual transmission. The only sure way to prevent sexually transmitted diseases is to not have sexual intercourse or other sexual contact. That's not an option for most people, so the next best choice is to follow these safer sex guidelines. Engage in sexual contact only with one partner who is having sex only with you. Both you and your partner should be tested for HIV and other sexually transmitted diseases. If you do have sex with a new partner, make sure the partner is tested and take the following precautions. For vaginal sex, use a latex or polyurethane condom or a female condom. For oral sex, use a latex or polyurethane male condom or a female condom. For anal sex, use a latex or polyurethane male condom. Avoiding bug-borne pathogens. Both mosquitoes and ticks are carriers of viruses and bacteria, and both have been associated with serious epidemics in the last decade. While it's true that most mosquitoes in northern climates don't transmit disease, some do. Within 1 decade, West Nile virus has spread throughout the United States and parts of Canada. Several other forms of mosquito-borne encephalitis are also carried by mosquitoes in North America. Tropical disease pose a threat if the mosquitoes that carry them hitch a ride in boats or expand their range northward from Central America. Zika virus infection, for instance, which is common in the tropics, is now a growing problem in Florida. Officials now worry that the mosquito-borne illness might be establishing a new foothold in Florida, where swamps and marshlands make for optimal mosquito breeding grounds. Your best bet is to protect yourself from mosquito bites. Ticks are widespread and can transmit a variety of diseases, including tick-borne encephalitis and Lyme disease. They live in grassy and brushy areas and are most prevalent during wet seasons. A common hiding place is in wet leaves. They often infest animals, including field mice and deer, and they may be transported into your home by your pets. The following can help prevent infections from bug bites. Use insect repellents approved by the Environmental Protection Agency, including those containing DEET, picaridin, or oil of lemon eucalyptus. If mosquitoes are biting you, reapply the repellent. Limit outdoor activity during peak mosquito hours of early morning and evening. Drain any standing water near your home to prevent mosquitoes from breeding. Check your neighborhood and pick up trash, discarded cans, bottles, and other containers that can contain enough water to allow mosquitoes to breed. If you plan to spend time in an area where ticks are common, wear light-colored clothing so ticks can be spotted and removed before they attach. When hiking on trails, stay in the center of the trail to avoid picking up ticks from the bushes and brush. When you return, check your clothing and body for ticks. Check your pet before allowing it indoors. If a tick has attached itself to you or your pet, grasp it firmly with tweezers close to the tick's mouth and pull steadily. Cleanse the area of the tick bite thoroughly with antiseptic. Watch the area closely for a couple of weeks for sign of rash or swelling. Using animal control to prevent infections. Controlling the population of mice or rats in and near your home can help you avoid pathogens spread by rodents and also help control the population of ticks that spread disease. Rodents can harbor a number of pathogens, including lymphatic choromeningitis virus, leptospirosis, plague, and hantavirus. Other wild animals can also transmit rabies and other infections. The following measures can help you avoid getting sick from diseases transmitted by animals. Keep food and garbage in covered rodent-proof containers. Seal holes and cracks in your home to deter rodent access. Clear brush and junk away from the foundation of your home. Do not stir up dust in rodent-infested areas. Instead, wet mop or sponge the area and treat with disinfectant. When outdoors, do not disturb rodent burrows or handle rodents. If your rodent problem is severe or persistent, consult a pest control expert. Stay clear of wild animals. Many wild animals, including raccoons, skunks, bats, foxes, and coyotes, can spread rabies to humans by biting. Keep your pets away from wild animals too. Dogs, cats, or any other type of warm-blooded animal can pick up rabies from wild animals and pass rabies along to people. Nurture happiness and manage stress. In today's fast-paced, self-reliant society, it is easy to forget that we need to be present in our lives and be open to inspiration. Prayer and meditation are both important to practice regardless of your beliefs. You can find a way to practice that works for you. If you think about it, prayer is a conversation, maybe expressing our thanks or a request for help, while meditation is listening and being receptive. Both can be vastly beneficial in allowing us to be centered and present in our life. When we morbidly reflect on the past, it is much easier to fall into a depressive state, while we obsessively focus on the future. It is much easier to fall into an anxious state. When we are fully present and engaged in the moment, we are much more likely to be content and at peace. Prayer and meditation helps us become more aware when we slip out of the present moment and recenter. Meditation. Whether you call it reflection, meditation, or prayer, it calms and clears our minds and provides for necessary inner health. Our world is so busy, and if we allow the external happenings around us to integrate with our inner peace, stress and physical illness can ensue. Meditate in Latin means to connect and align with our center. Prayer is to align with our God. Either way, we are silencing our outer world and aligning with our true self. Meditation and prayer have been around since ancient times. It is even more important now because of the busyness we surround ourselves with. If we can start out with just a few minutes a day and let the time grow, we will experience gains in many areas of our lives. One of the best things, meditation is free. If we can find the time, we can do it almost any place. We don't have to dress up or have anything special. Just make yourself comfortable and go for it. Let's look at some of the benefits of meditation. Clarity, perspective, wisdom, creates inner peace, understanding, spiritual harmony, relaxation, enlightenment, deepens relationship with God, introspection, ideas, assurance, puts us in the present, improves flow of oxygen to lungs, decreases tension, reduces release of cortisol, enhances immunity, decreases aging, raises DHEA level, helps headaches, increases self-confidence, releases fears, creativity, focus, intuition, productivity, less aggression, reduces worry, reduces guilt, increases tolerance, and centers. Progress, not perfection. Here are some resources to check out when you have some time. For those of you that use iTunes, go to the iTunes store, search for meditations, and narrow down to podcasts. They're free and there are tons of them. Try and find the ones that feel right for you. Deepak Chopra did a clip on the Dr. Oz show a while back on learning to meditate. Go to mindbodygreen.com and search meditation techniques for beginners demonstrated by Deepak Chopra. There are some different meditation techniques. There are mantra meditations, chakra meditations, heart-centered meditations, Tritaka meditations, and more. You really have to experiment and find what resonates with you. I find different techniques work for me at different times, so play around. Here's a good article describing different techniques. Go to www.healthandyoga.com/html/meditation/meditation techniques.html. Meditation. Where do you find the time and how do you stay focused? What's the best way to get started? To be honest, I'm still working on that. I'll always be working on it. I started with guided meditations which helped me stay focused. I had never been particularly good at sticking with meditation, so I made a commitment that I would meditate every day. I kept hearing it would change my life. I loaded up my iPod with guided meditations. You can find them free all over the internet. I was then stressing out about having too many meditations. Not a great start. You really have to stick with it and keep on meditating, even if you feel like you spend more time thinking about all the laundry you should be doing. My mind runs at 100 miles per hour most of my waking hours. I really wanted to learn how to turn it off on occasion. It does get better and better as you practice. I'm probably about 5 years into it now, and I see the benefits every day. The more I practice at quieting my mind for meditation, the quicker and easier quieting my mind is in my everyday life. A simple meditation exercise. Sit or lie comfortably. Close your eyes. Make no effort to control the breath. Simply breathe naturally. Focus your attention on the breath and how the body moves with each inhalation and exhalation. Notice the movement of your body as you breathe. Observe your chest, shoulders, rib cage, and belly. Make no effort to control your breath. Simply focus your attention. If your mind wanders, simply return your focus back to your breathing. Continue with this meditation practice for 3 to 5 minutes to start. Here are some methods of meditation. Stillness. Find a position that you can hold for an extended period while keeping your spine straight. Do not physically move through the duration of your meditation. You may choose to close your eyes or keep them open, but fixed on a certain point or object. Breathing. Begin your meditation by breathing in, holding, and exhaling for 3 to 10 seconds each. Continue throughout the duration of your meditation. You may choose to time your meditation or count each bead on a mala or rosary. Chanting. Determine a word, phrase, sound, prayer, etc. that you will be repeating throughout the meditation. You may chant audibly or silently to yourself. You may choose to time your meditation or count each repetition on each bead on a mala or rosary. Healing and love. Close your eyes and focus on loving feelings and thoughts. With each inhalation, imagine a white light within, glowing to engulf and embrace your loved one. Imagine them feeling your love. Manifestation. Begin by breathing deeply with your eyes closed. Imagine the life you would like or a situation you would like resolved. Picture this in detail, allowing yourself to see, hear, feel, and experience. Continue this for the duration of your meditation. Mindfulness. Allow eyes to close and clear your mind through breathing deeply and slowly. As thoughts begin to cross your mind, acknowledge them and accept them without judgment. Do not label your thoughts as good or bad. Let them pass as if you are watching them pass through a screen inside your head. After the predetermined amount of time has passed, journal any thoughts, feelings, or emotions. Visualization. Determine the amount of time for meditation and set a timer accordingly. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Picture in your mind a peaceful, serene setting where you are completely calm and at ease. Focus on the details. Let yourself experience the sensations of what you smell, taste, see, feel, and hear. Notice emotions and feelings in the setting. Continue throughout the duration of your meditation. Compassion. Determine how long you will be meditating. Your eyes can be closed or open, focusing on a fixed point or object. Focus on the interconnectedness of everything in the universe. Let yourself feel love, compassion, and kindness for yourself as well as others. Feel your connection with the world around you. Feel your small role in a big picture. Let yourself understand the meaning of Namaste. The divinity in me greets the divinity in you. Imagine each person as a light, each equal in size, warmth, and brightness. Let warmth, light, and feelings of peace and joy enter you with each breath. Continue this throughout the duration of your meditation. Now we will look at goal setting and how to take steps to set the goals and journal our results. The more control you have over a goal, the better chance you have of attaining it. If you set the goal by the performance of the action rather than the outcome, you will be happier. For example, you might set a goal to finish a 5K, performance-based goal, rather than to score in the top 10 at the 5K, an outcome-based goal. There are several steps in goal setting. 1. Become aware of a need. 2. Envision the outcome. 3. Set the intention. 4. Focus on the goal. 5. Take action to achieve the goal. And 6. Have faith that if you set the intention, focus, and take action, you will reach your goal or the best outcome. When you are goal setting, it helps to write them out. Use the following to write down your list of goals, and remember to include short-term and long-term. Once you have your list ready, keep a daily journal and document 5 steps you can take between now and tomorrow to get closer to your goals. 3 steps that you can take to support and encourage others. And 3 to 5 steps you can take today that will document what you did well and what will move you closer to your goals. And finally, write down your thoughts on what you can do better tomorrow. The truth. We will finish this module off with a quote from health coach Judy Warren. We can affect aging with food. Thank you for joining us.